Hey everyone. I took three trades today. Obviously, this was an awful day for me, but it's almost comical how this played out. It's just unbelievable. So let me show you what I did. So I couldn't sleep last night, and in the middle of the night, I was thinking about if you've watched any of my videos, you'll know that a lot of times I take positions and they initially go against me. So I add to my position. So I average down and add to my position. And quite often, the cheapest price that I pay for the calls or the puts or whatever it is I'm buying, they end up tripling or quadrupling by the time I take my last exit. And the majority of my trades are profitable. Like the vast majority of my trades are profitable. And so I was thinking about this in the middle of the night and just the whole idea of buying calls and puts that are out of the money. And so quite often, what you can do is you can look at the options chain and pick the, let's say, calls. We're talking about calls. You can pick the call with the highest open interest. So that's essentially it's the de facto call wall, what they call the call wall in the GEX way of thinking. And that often acts as resistance. And so, just by definition, the call wall is going to be out of the money. So, it's going to be a lot cheaper. And so, I thought, you know what, from now on, what I should do is buy the highest open interest call or the highest open interest put, which will be out of the money, which means that maybe a larger percentage of my position will double or triple as the trade plays out. But of course, it's got to go in your favor. And the problem, especially if you're trading zeros, zero DTE, the problem with trading zeros is that if it goes against you, you lose value like almost completely right away. And that's, it should have been obvious, but that's what I learned today, which was just incredible. So in any case, here's Google. It popped up above a previous day high, and it came back down into the closing range of yesterday. So I actually, believe it or not, I mean, this is embarrassing, but I started a position here on this green candle. And then, of course, I averaged down. Now, again, I was buying out of the money calls. So even by down here, my calls were already down by like 50%, maybe even more. Like they lost value almost immediately. I think they were down like 75%. I'll show you the executions, but I think here they were like 50 cents, and by here they were already like 15 cents or maybe 10. So we'll see in the executions. So it came back a little bit, but it was grinding price action, and then it came all the way back down. And this is a classic weakness of mine is I don't know when to cut the position because many times it'll come down a second time, test the low, and then it'll do its morning drive, which is what I wanted. But of course, that didn't happen in this case. And then here we go. News comes out. Some guy that's been at Google for like 27 years he's resigning, starting his own AI company after 27 years at Google. That news came out at 9 o'clock, and boom, this thing just went into the toilet. So believe it or not, the calls actually didn't lose that much value in here because the implied volatility spiked. So, but in any case, I sold and at one point I had 110. I had 110 contracts. So again, I mean, I did everything wrong, and I sold them for 1 penny. 1 penny is what I sold them for. So that's Google. And at the same time, I did the same thing in Palantir, which popped up out of the open and went above yesterday's uh, previous day high. And I took a couple of small positions, again, out of the money. I bought the 170 calls. And then down here, it was testing the low. I added to my position, and then look at this. So the whole thing just collapsed. So this is just another one of those days where, I mean, everything I touched just completely evaporated on me. I'll show you what the cues were doing at the same time. Oh, sorry about that. So here are the cues. And again, I mean, we've had a very strong run. The last few days has been an absolutely huge run. And so I was expecting it to at least make new highs, which it did, but it didn't hold on to those highs, and it got through the closing range of yesterday, fought with it for a little bit, and then just gave up the ghost down here. And here we are down here at the bottom. Now it looks like this is actually going to start to rally here, which is just unbelievable. Yeah, it's unbelievable. So I'll show you. This is so at the very end of the day, I just wanted to give myself a winning trade. So I took Intel, and look at this. It's incredible. So I took Intel right in here. It was a nice flag, but one of the rules that one of the things I've noticed over the years is that if you have a consolidation that's too close to a previous pullback, like it didn't make any significant headway after this pullback, this consolidation is suspect. And you know, anyway, I did everything wrong today. I wanted a winner, and this one ended up going against me as well. And it's interesting because down here, look at this thing take off. So I just sold my position like 10 minutes ago. This is incredible. This is just classic. But anyway, so again, I bought. They weren't out of the money. They were actually right at the money when I bought them here. But when you come down this far, so now you're out of the money, and down here they were like 15 cents. But see, you're losing value. Like when I bought these, the initial position it was 952, 950, let's say. And so you know when once you get to here, you've already lost like more than an hour, maybe an hour and a half. So you've lost a huge amount of value in the call options just in the time decay, the theta. So the calls were like 15 cents down here. When it got back up here, they were still 15 cents. And then when they got up here and it came down here, right in here, it was still 15 cents, even though they were 15 cents down here, because it just lost so much value because of time as the day went on. Now look at this thing take off. This is just incredible. I think I sold my position like on this red candle right here. And look what it's doing. So anyway, this is just Murphy's Law. So I lost a lot of money today. On Google, I lost 2,563. On Palantir, I lost 2,915. And on the Intel trade, I lost 314. Grand total loss of 5,792. Pretty bad. And here's all my fills. So you can see, I mean, just scaling into this thing is just ridiculous. So, and here is, look at this. I'm selling 110 at 1 penny. And here is so the Palantir was in this same time period. Here's me scaling into Intel and then selling Intel and selling Palantir. So pretty bad. Anyway, appreciate you watching this video, and I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.